What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the penultimate episode of bottom tier character Tomazaki. This was titled A Single Choice Can Change Everything. Now, what choice is that going to be? What choice is that going to be? That's a very good question. Last time out, we are on our trip, big group trip, with a bunch of friends, of which Tomazaki feels kind of like the odd one out here, and to be fair, at this point, up until this point, I'd still argue he was. But he is starting to mesh with the group a lot better. He's definitely doing much better than he was, and he's taking Yami's advice, and it seems to be going very well. He's messing with Nakamura, he's messing with Mizusawa. Like, him and Mizusawa, really, Mizusawa is one of the best bro-type characters and good friends to the main character that I've seen in a while. Like, I mentioned it last time in how, and Nep even mentioned it, I think, in the comments as well. When you have good male support characters, it's very rare in anime, especially when they're not meant to be like a love interest or anything like that. So, like, just having supporting males that actually have good development and are actually really good characters just is rare. Like, and that's one of the things that I actually complimented Rent-A-Girlfriend of all things for in their edition of Kibe. Kibe was such a good male character for Kazuya to have a friend with. Kazuya was complete shit, and I hated every moment he really had. But Kibe was actually a really nice addition to that, and made me tolerate that show way more than I think I should have done. I still think very fondly on the first 7 episodes of that show for some reason. I don't know why. But I feel like it had potential, and then it just didn't. So, whatever. But Mizusawa has been a fantastic character for the show, and I really, really enjoy his portrayal, essentially. And Tomazaki himself has been a fantastic main character. Honestly, he's been a fantastic main character. Way better than your typical romance show style character. And that might be because this show hasn't been exclusively about romance. It's not been about the romantic pairing of Tomazaki and either Hinami or Fuka or anyone like that. It's not been about that solely. Yes, that's the end goal. But it's not been every waking moment's been spent towards that goal. It's been building Tomazaki up as a person, and for him to try and find and enjoy life as much as he enjoys Takfam, for example. So, we've been working on that sort of thing. Apparently, Tomazaki's packing heat as well. Apparently, so that's good to know. You don't normally get that type of joke out, so I'm glad they did. But yeah, we're also now on a test of courage, which allows Izumi and Nakamura to be paired off, and there we go. We can. Because mainly part of the trip has been trying to get them two together for the longest time. And that seems to be going relatively well so far. But it ends up with Tomazaki and Hinami being alone. And we end on a scene where it looks like she could genuinely be going in for a moment with Tomazaki. I'm almost certain it's a teasing moment. But I wonder if she intended it as a teasing moment, but then realized, hang about, why does this not feel like a joke to me anymore? And just because of the amount of time they spent together. I wonder if that thought's going to cross either of their minds in this. It's going to be interesting to see. But, I'm kind of curious to see where they go with this. So I'm very excited. We'll be wrapping up the group trip, I imagine, this episode. And then from there, I don't know where we're going. A single choice can change everything? I guess that's Tomazaki's choice as to what he wants to do. In what way? Romantically speaking? I wonder which direction we're going in for our finale here, because we're going to build up something for our final episode, obviously. I'm curious what direction they want to go in. If they're going to go back to the romance side, or if they're going to keep the romance kind of subtle for the most part. We'll see. But, gonna load the episode up here. I'm very excited to get into this. This has been a very good, surprisingly good show. I didn't expect to like this as much as I did, especially after the first episode. I didn't gel with the first episode at all, and then by episode 4, I'm in love. Mainly with Tomazaki, but still. Anyway, as per usual, these are time-based for my actions here on YouTube. If you want to see full Patreon picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all Patreon picture action I do on the channel, which is everything from this season and future seasons. Certain backdated shows, Patreon request shows, movies and such will all be on there as well. Here on YouTube, though, we have to do time-based, so bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time for the episode. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1, play. Then I'll play you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. We're watching this one on Funimation since that's who licensed it this season. We have just the Funimation logo, I believe. Yep, just the Funimation. So 7 seconds of logos to start us off. I'll call them out as they go past. You can also use screen flash on my face or the mic to tell me see transitioning. Pro tip, look at this part of my headset. It's very reflective. So, with all that said, let's get into the penultimate episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Formation. Cheers. Here we go. Here's the moment. Yeah. Okay, now it's getting dangerously close that you, if he did kiss back, you have no reason to be annoyed. Ah, he freaks out, yeah. Last minute. Yeah. Of course it was teasing. Gosh, you moved away quick. It's a good question. OP time. I mean, at that point, you just gotta call her bluff at one point. Alright. Single choice can change everything. Yep. Okay, that's progress. That's progress. Don't knock it. I'm not so sure about things like that. Okay. Complete. Yeah. Yes. Who's this coming then? I thought Tomozaki's first instinct is to hide. Uh, okay. Hmm. Apparently. I suppose. A lot of work to get small progress. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, they are. Hmm. Mm-hmm. This is why Misawa's best boy. Well, Tomozaki's best boy, I think, but. Hmm. Maybe. All about the. Okay. I thought he was about to mention his like girlfriend or something. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Good analogy for this, actually. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, you're putting on a character that's not truly you, so you detach yourself from it. Eh. Huh? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm sure. You're number one at basically everything. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Sure. Hmm. Oh shit. Now what type? Okay. Probably. Hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Don't we know it? Huh? Huh. So he's gonna come out about it. He bailed on it. Okay. And his first thing was to hide. Yeah. Yeah. Only Tomazaki would. Uh, Apparently. Obviously. What interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Two different approaches. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Be yourself every time, I think, for me. I wonder where Tomazaki's gonna go with this. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. They actually are going to address this. Okay. They're actually going this direction. I was hoping they would. He's realizing that like Hinami is doing the mask and like not being as sincere. So it all raised from when she said Fuka said he was difficult to talk to. She looks amazing as per usual. Hmm. Compliment, 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 compliment. Come on, Tomazaki, compliment her. Go on, can at least give him the compliment there. Mm-hmm. This is going just fine. No forced subject changes, no forced anything. Just the two of them. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. God, this show is actually incredible. Hmm. Hmm. Grand finale. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Then there's affirmation. It's affirmation in his actions. He's not going to do it. He won't say it. There's no way he's going to say it. And I think that's the absolutely the best choice here. They might no, they're not going to cliffhanger. It's way too far away from a cliffhanger. I think. Yeah, he's not going to say. He's going to say something else. Yeah, that's perfect though for them. That's perfect though. She might be disappointed in that, but I think he made the right choice. So I didn't want to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not at all. Mm-hmm. Two conflicting viewpoints. Hmm. And doubling down on it. She's doubling down on it immediately. Hmm. 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 Yeah. And rightfully so, I think. Hmm. I don't agree with that viewpoint at all. Right. He disagrees with that. So the chance for one of our characters to make a departure. Was. No, I think he's made more development than you're. He's made a development that you didn't foresee. That's a bit cold. That's very cold. Don't have second thoughts about this. Fundamentally different. I don't think it's gone just like that, though. No. Oh, that was a good episode. That was a really fucking good episode. This show is continuing to be a surprise. I'm glad it went this direction. I was seriously hoping it went this direction. And it did. And that makes me very, very happy. I hope he doesn't cave in. I hope he doesn't just cave in and think that she's right and want to... Like, I think he'll continue to try and break down that mask of hers. The question I want to know now is, why did she put that mask on in the first place? Because people who put on masks and, like, have to keep these characters up, there was a point at which they had to do it. And felt the need to. From a romantic standpoint, it could be because you were rejected by someone and you saw the ideal person that they ended up with. So, like, for Tomazaki, if he saw, for example, the girl of his dreams, but ends up not liking his type, but more like the jock type, you know, the sporty guy, the confident guy, like, and he would intentionally try and put the mask on of that when he's nothing like that himself. That's a bit of a harder one to realize, obviously, but that could be one of the triggers that could lead him to want to put that mask on in the first place. So I'm curious what caused Hinami to put her mask on and to double down on it so, you know. I'm really, really curious as to why she's got why she put her mask on. Because we saw Mizusawa and how he put his mask on, but we saw him start to break that down and start thinking about it and move past that, which was a brilliant moment for him. And that then influenced Tomazaki and made him think about whether he needed to put on a mask at all for this. And it's not that putting on a mask is bad, it's that there are situations where the mask is unnecessary and can be in the way. For Fuka, you do not need a mask, and putting on a mask only just... It's so obvious to her. Like, she's very much into reading people, as we saw from her talk about the novel and the way she interacted with Tomazaki when he was, like, really trying. Like, you can tell that she can tell that something's different. And I think whether Tomazaki does end up with Fuka or not, I think what he's done today was absolutely the correct choice for him personally. Like, it should be up to him to come to his own conclusion as to whether he wants to continue in Hinami's mask tendencies or whatever, or find his own way, or a mix of both. Like, it is healthy to have a mix of both. you can have a mask but also be open and yourself. Like, to an extent, I put on a mask for YouTube, right? Like, this isn't... I try and be as real to myself and my own personal feelings and my own personal viewpoints as much as possible. I will say, to open up a little bit, because I feel it's relevant, everything I do on here is slightly amped up. I don't amp it up a lot. I'm not like one of those reactors that's like, oh shit, and like all that, right? Like, I'm not that person. I don't want to be that person. I feel like that's not genuine to me. I'm not that type of person. But I do amplify it up a little bit. I am way more expressive here on YouTube than I am in my own day-to-day life and everything like that. So there is a mask to an extent when you do like content creation and stuff. And I think most YouTubers will probably attest to doing something similar. Like big ones like Jaku-Chara, Markiplier, any big streamer often puts on a character. And we're seeing that with VTubers, right? VTubers are a character. They themselves reflect in the character, but it becomes the character, and they are controlling the character. Depending on the VTuber, it depends on how much they connect with or disconnect from that. But again, you can say that for any YouTuber, any streamer. It's like, it's a very interesting topic. I'm so glad this show exists to start discussing it. I don't think that's Hinami just... I don't think that's just that relationship just broken. I don't think that's simple as that, because she's a main titled character. She's probably going to stick around for... there's probably going to be a conclusion that they both come to that keeps them seeing each other to an extent. I feel like... I wonder if the whole goal system and his teachings is necessarily going to come down, though. I wonder how much of the source material we've now adapted. Like, in terms of the manga, in terms of the light novels, how far in are we on this point of the story that we're on? Because I'm kind of curious if we're, like, halfway through the source material, because this came out 5 years ago now, almost, the light novel. The manga's only been out for about 3. So it's reasonable that we could be about halfway through the content by now. Maybe a little faster, depending on how the pacing's been and how much like filler and stuff there's been throughout any of it. So I'm kind of curious about that. But this was a fantastic episode. Just straight fantastic. And I think has elevated this show up at least 0.5, if not a full point above where I was originally going to rank it. Because rankings are coming up. I have to start thinking about where I'm going to rank these shows, because we're getting to penultimate and final episodes next week and the week after. Like, in 2 weeks' time, we'll probably be starting the spring season already. Like, there's not much of a gap between seasons, except for maybe the fall to winter season. Like, that's the only time we really get a break, and that's only because of Christmas, New Year's. There's a lot of holidays in the gap. Whereas with this, you've got Easter, but I don't think Easter never really ends up being a delay of any sort, and depending on when Easter falls that year, it might be before the season ends. It doesn't matter. But Christmas, New Year's, that actually has a bit of a separation. But yeah, this episode was fantastic. It rivals episode 4 for me in terms of like one of the best episodes. I think it beats episode 4. Episode 4 was fantastic for Tomazaki. This episode was fantastic for Tomazaki, for his whole understanding of what he's doing. For Tomazaki and Fuka's relationship, I think it was also improved that. It improved Mizusawa's character so much as well. Like, it's just a fantastic episode. And like I said, this is a show that I now seriously want a season 2. I was somewhat skeptical. I was like, okay, this is a good story, but I don't know if I necessarily need more. Now I need a second season. I need a second season of this. I want to see where this goes. I don't know if this is the type of show that will get a season 2, but I'm all in on this one, and it's just so good, this episode. I hope the finale lives up to it as well, because what an ending to a show this would be. I have a lot of issues with shows ending. I feel like a lot of endings are very lackluster and don't live up to what the show really could have been. I had that for a lot in winter last year, had it a fair bit in spring and summer the year before. Last season, full 2020, was one of the first seasons where I didn't really feel like that, and I felt we had a really good season. This is going to be another season of just straight bangers, so yeah, I feel like we've been very blessed the past season a bit, so yeah. Fantastic episodes. What more can I say? Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments below what you thought of the episode. And don't forget to subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Winter 2021 lineup you can find on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.